Today I'll be showing you a strategy with the Golem Witch and the Bat, so let's see how strong and powerful this strategy really is. Alright, here we are on the first base, and we actually do have two single Infernos, which typically could be a very bad issue for this strategy, but it's fine, it's only two, and we are gonna dive into one of them, or you can dive into the Eagle and get both of them. But the main thing is one golem on the left, one golem on the right, and then everything down the middle. You want to also drop those super archers on the sides so you can get those trash buildings down. I'm just waiting to get this wall open. You can rage early, and also you need to pop the warden ability quite early so you keep these golems and the skeletons alive, so they go into the core on full HP. Now we do have a poison for the clan castle, but usually in this log launcher I have an electro titan and also a yeti, which does help out with the CC, but in this case it's fine. King ability goes off and you can see the earthquake. It doesn't matter what level you have it on, but I recommend having the earthquake boots and of course the spiky bow. It's just gonna help you out a lot. We're gonna go in with the bats on the left, and I did pop the RC shield on the right. If you have the hawk puppet, you can drop the RC with also your bats. It's gonna be an insane amount of damage on one of the sides, and you can see we got big boys and the enemy on my queen basically on the other side, which I dropped the RC. Free spells as always for the wizard towers, and mainly you need to look for two things. You either have to start into the eagle or start from a certain side that they have more wizard towers, and in general like a multi-inferno, or they have for example two scattershot and a multi-inferno on a certain side, so you start into that side, so you take them out and the bats are more freely around the base. Simple as that. We're gonna dive into the next attack right after this, and of course guys, the equipment, I'm gonna talk about it on the next attack while we watch the attack. Here we are on the next base, and guys, the equipment, mainly the whole idea of it is that you need to have damage equipment, okay? But if you don't, it's fully fine. For example, the RC with the hogs can still do the same thing that the RC with the shield does. It's just you have to take less risky like ways of approaching that angle of dropping the RC. Same side again, we're going with two of these well, basically funnel sides, and then golems and golems down the middle. Warden, I really like the rage gem in this army because it just boosts and also speed things up. You can also have your bats under your warden rage aura. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. Sometimes it happens by luck, but sometimes it's fine. Now, the jump spell into the core before the log launcher opening, so the king and golem doesn't beat through very trash walls. This whole idea of this base is the very hardcore core and also two side scattershot. Otherwise, the bats can clear the rest. Now, this is the beautiful thing about the RC with the shield and the spear. You can get insane amount of value without RC even getting touched. That's why I like this equipment. King is basically tanking for all the back end. You can see the queen on the right side. The log launcher somehow is still going. The RC taking out everything, and guys, guess what? We're gonna swag 9 spells in this attack. This strategy is so broken that it's just absolutely incredible. You can go ahead and use it in your wars, in your, for example, actually Legends League attacks, anything you really like, because it's easy, it's a spam, and it's ground. Not everyone like the air spams. I know some of you love having your troops on the ground and enjoy getting those triples. Here we are on a double raged base, and guys, one thing I want to do is to go exactly into the eagle. I know like we might not have too many like multi-range targeting stuff here, but you can see the scattershot and the multi-inferno, they're kind of close by, and if we can dive into the eagle to get them, it's beautiful. Everything down the middle, you can see how many skellies and everything just appearing out of nowhere. Wallbreaker did what I wanted it to do, just opening up more basically of that side. You can jump into the core or pop the king earthquake boots and then jump into the monolith area like the back end. It doesn't matter honestly which one you choose, but I always like to pop the king as late as possible. Now we got big boys on the multi-inferno. I can drop the RC on the right hand side to get those extra buildings. Once I can see the enemy queen is getting tanked, okay, that is the main thing. Enemy queen could hurt your RC if she has shield, if she has rocket spear or hog puppet. That is the only thing that could maybe stop your RC from getting the value you need her to. And look at this beautiful my king spiky bow and also the earthquake boots. RC, you can drop some cleanup right behind her. We got bats and we got 2 wizard towers with 2 free spells. You can easily guys add 1 ice golem to this army and tank an outer wizard tower, something I've seen from other players do back in Town Hall 15, but in general bats can always be a clutch for the back end defenses. Something like, for example, if your RC is dead, they do exactly same thing as the RC. You just need to have a free spell or 2 for them so they can get the job done. And you can see the raged bats looking so beautiful, absolutely crushing this back end. I have the queen with the magic mirror, but guys, if you don't have it upgraded, queen with the healer puppet and frozen arrow is the way to go. Here we are on the last base. We do have a very separated stuff. There's Scattershot and multi-infernos and eagle, multi-archer towers. Everything is quite separated. And on the diamond base, I haven't shown you what to do, but I really want to dive into the eagle because it's the far side of the town hall and it's the only approach which always works perfectly. It's just slightly risky, so you can make it to the town hall or no, but that depends on your spell placement and your beautiful warden ability and your king's earthquake boots. Okay, keep that in mind. Left and right got funneled beautifully. Queen will go back on that main path. I'm gonna rage into this side, and here we go with the warden ability, catching basically everything, nearly everything. Okay, that big boy on the left didn't get caught, but still. We have the Titan Ice Golem CC. I already dropped the RC and popping her ability. I know the enemy queen is not still kind of, tanked, but it's fine. We're gonna make sure now it's tanked. Now the right side is where I can drop the bats. So you choose between these 2 big sides. One of them you drop the RC, the other one you can go with the bats, but you need the multi-inferno down on the core, otherwise the bats will get cooked. And sometimes if your king dies and your phoenix get out, he can actually, or she, the phoenix, I don't know what it is, but it can actually find those traps for your bats. So make sure you don't deploy the bats on the same side the king is, okay? Make sure you drop it a bit further. If the king is dying, let it die out and then drop the bats somewhere else. If it's a bit, green HP, you can go with the bats because it's not gonna just die out yet. But guess what? We didn't even need the bats on this base. And this is the thing about these strategies, right? With the bats, no base is really able to defend it right now because no base builder is building against it anyway. So this strategy, go ahead and use it. The link as always will be down below in the description, and hopefully you guys like this strategy, which was a spam ground attack. And see you soon on the next video. Take care and peace.